Hello, my Maple Leaf fans. Well, the Leafs will play Chicago Blackhawks tonight. So right now, we'll take you to the press conference for the pregame with Greg Berube, coach of the Maple Leafs.
I think I've told it before, but honestly, not one directly, but we used to practice at Pine Point Arena right off the 401 there, and we practiced Saturday nights. So me and my dad would stop at Harvey's after, grab a burger, and listen to the rest of the game with him on the call. So those are memories that I really remember and remember them fondly with my dad in the car. So it's special. It's special getting to know him and hearing him and just seeing him around all the time. So it's very cool.
What age would you have been?
That would have been probably 12 years old, right around there. So it was. Yeah, it was really cool. The dads would always bring a little six-pack of beer and watch the game on. They get the satellite TV going in the crowd and watch the first couple periods, and then I'd listen to it with my dad on the way home. So it was awesome.
So what have you made of the competitive balance across the league this year with the standings in the Atlantic being so tight and seemingly one of the only Avalanche pulling away in the West?
Yeah, it's there's a couple teams in the West there, and it's pretty wide open in the East. So. Feels like when you lose, you drop quite a bit in the standings, and when you win, you kind of work your way up. So you need to create some momentum and have some string some wins together and see what happens. But there's a lot of parity in the league, and not sure why that is, but it seems like a lot of it in the East right now.
Scott, what do you like about the chemistry that you have with Stevie?
Yeah, I thought we built it from training camp on. I think Cowboy makes a lot of plays, and me and Stevie are pretty direct. So play with a lot of speed, talk a lot off the ice, and try and create. And it's been a lot of fun so far, and we got to keep it going. We got to keep creating for us and create some momentum too.
Nick was just saying he almost wants this group to, just from his vantage point, have a road mentality here at home. How do you kind of find that? How do you guys create that?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I think he's spot on. I think a couple of our best games were against Carolina and Florida, and they force you to play fast. You play a simple game on the road, and they force you to play that way. And that's kind of the mindset we have to have coming into games at home, where it can be a boring hockey game that you win 2-1 or 1-0. It's cliche, but it's the truth. And we just got to simplify a little bit more. Be more predictable to each other, and good things will happen. You can see it when we're on and can get going. So we got to start with it tonight and get going here.
It's funny because you feel like you can picture like snowy highway, Joe Bowen's voice, like that.
That's it. I can picture. I can see it in my mind right now. Driving home from the rink, the exact route we'd take, and you'd hear Holy Mackinac, and you'd get excited. Sometimes you'd be dozing off in the backseat or something like that after maybe a trip home from a game on the road. But you'd hear that, and ears would perk up right away, and Dad would tell me that someone scored. So, like I said, definitely special memories that I could share with my dad, and a lot of that is because of Joe.
Thanks, Ed.
Do you remember that moment when, and not to get too sappy, when you heard your name?
Yeah. Honestly, it was like an Instagram reel that someone sent to me, and because normally you'd hear that like the color commentators on or like the highlights or something like that. But when I heard Joe say it was just like, yeah, it was a cool feeling. Hard to describe, hard to put into words. Again, it's years of hard work to be able to get to this level, and then to represent the blue and white and have him say the name just like that. And that's all I can say about that. It's a feeling you can't really put into words. It's very cool.
Scotty and Nick were both saying, for this group to kind of get back to where it was momentum-wise, almost like a road mentality here at home. How do you create that?
Yeah, I think it's easier said than done. It's a mindset, and it's something that we should be able to pick up. And it's not changing our game, no matter what arena we're playing in, no matter what fans, whether they're cheering for us or booing us. It's a mindset going into the game that we got to be ready for puck drop, and that starts in warm up. It starts with the pregame routines and all that. And I think we're still kind of getting to that spot where we're doing it on a more consistent basis. But there's definitely better that we have, and we're aware of that. So yeah.
How frustrating is it? Maybe you're still working towards that. You're not there yet.
It's frustrating, but it's also, I've been around a little while now. It's a process, right? Nothing's going to happen and from game one of the season, and it's just going to be uphill all the way to game 82. There's going to be some highs and there's going to be a lot of lows, and I think that's kind of what brings a group together too. So you go through those battles, and it makes it that much sweeter when you grind out a win, maybe a close game. Goalie makes some big saves, a lot of individual efforts that might not show up on the score sheet. It's those little things, those little rallies that you kind of got to get behind, and that's what can bring energy to the group. And I think if we do a better job feeding off those little battles in the the inside of the game that don't show up on the score sheet, like I said, that's what you can use as that momentum to get us back on track.
As you focus on your own game, it wasn't that long ago you saw Chicago, so what sort of challenges do they give you tonight?
It's a good young team, a lot of skill, a lot of speed. They like to put pucks kind of in the neutral zone. They flip pucks, and they use that speed, and those young guys with those fresh legs, they'll try and take it wide and make plays on our end. So I think if we just do a good job containing them, keeping them to the outside, if we play a good defensive game and we're strong in our D zone, I think we'll have success. But I think a lot of it comes down to us with our puck play too. We can't be turning pucks over at the blue lines and stuff because they're so dynamic. They can go back the other way. So if we do a good job holding on to pucks and we're not throwing them away, and their defense can pick them off and go the other way, then I think we'll be good.
Morgan, Joe Bowen's going to be honored tonight before the game. Just wondered, you've been here a while. Did you know about what he means to people around here before you came here? What have you learned?
I didn't understand the impact that he's had prior to being here, but it didn't take long once I got here. The amount of respect that people have for him around here is pretty obvious, and he deserves that, and then some. And I think the impact he's had on the organization and the people that have been here is big, and he's just really a special guy.
You ever shoot him?
I've never shot him.
The thoughts on this being his final season after so many?
Yeah, I mean, what a great career, and a great human being, and just a huge part of this organization. So he's kind of one of those guys that you never imagine not being there, or he's a voice that you always imagine, being the soundtrack for this team. So it's weird to think about, but he's just a really special guy that's had a great career, and we've all been lucky to get to know him and to hear his calls, and it's been a lot of fun.
How encouraging was it for you yesterday to see Chris Tanev back full practice? Seems to be making some progress.
Yeah, it was very encouraging. He's been working hard in this past few weeks, and doing everything he can to stay in shape and do his part. So he's doing his best.
What have you made of the competitive balance across the league this year, with the standing so tight in the Atlantic and seemingly really only the Avalanche pulling away in the West?
Yeah, I think that's it's tight, and we're trying to make up ground, and we're trying to get playing some good hockey, and we're just kind of focused on ourselves, to be honest with you. And I think that we are in a spot where, you know, we have confidence in our group, and, you know, when you look at the standings, it's tight. So, you know, it's keeping everyone in it. But, you know, for us right now, we're trying to get our game going and try to make up some ground.
What gives you that confidence, Marty?
I think you just have it. I think, you know, we believe in our group. I think that there's been periods of time where we play good hockey. I think if you look in the past, you know, over the last number of years, our team has been, you know, at the upper end of the standings, and you know, we believe in the people, the structure, the coach, and, you know, everything we have going on, which is a great feeling, and, you know, also makes it all that much more frustrating, you know, just based on the results we've had lately. But, you know, there's not a lot of doubt that, you know, our group's going to be able to turn it around, and, you know, we believe in each other, and it's a great opportunity here at home tonight to play well and, you know, try to earn 2 important points.
Morgan Connor Bedard made a statement this year out for this game. How does that change the approach to play against Chicago tonight?
I think we keep it the same. You know, he's a great player, and, you know, he is one of those guys that can kind of change your approach a little bit, but ultimately, they're a good team. They have other guys that are having great years, and they're deep, and so for us, you know, we're going to be ready to go.
Morgan, one last thing. Tomorrow, Team Canada plays its first preseason or pre-tune-up game.
Mm-hmm.
You've been part of the World Juniors.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the 50th anniversary of it. What do you remember of it as a kid, and how big it's become even since you played
Mm-hmm.
in it?
I remember watching it as a kid, and it being, you know, a staple in our house around this time of year. You know, you always knew who the best junior players were. You always knew who was going to make that team, and who those guys were, like JT and whatnot. And I mean, those are you know, big moments in a young hockey player's childhood, watching, in Canada at least, you know, watching the World Juniors. And so it was a pretty important part of my life growing up, and having the chance to play in that tournament was special. And I mean, any chance you get to represent your country is pretty cool. And at that age, you know, it's like the biggest thing going. So it's a cool opportunity for those players. And even now, I know that in our room we're talking about it, and, you know, we'll be watching and cheering for our guys.
Thank you.
Well, before you go, can you show us the shirt for 1 second? That's great.
I signed into Maple that morning. Doctor confirmed I'm pregnant.
Thought on getting this thing back. You know, you've got a big push here before the Christmas break. Just an idea of what this group needs to do to kind of find its way.
I just think we got to start playing like it's a road game. I think Chief made it pretty obvious that we've been playing better on the road than at home, and I just think we got to have the mindset of coming in playing hard regardless of where we are. And you know, I'm sure we just stick to our game. We'll get back on track.
What are those differences? Like, you talk about mindset, but what are the differences between home and road for you?
Obviously, you don't have the home crowd with you. I mean, but I don't know. I think it's just the way the season's going. It's kind of weird like that. You think you'd be playing better at home, but yeah, I just think we just got to be as focused and detailed and be ready to go.
What is it about Chicago? You know, you saw them not that long ago, but what is it about them that makes this matchup intriguing for you?
Well, I mean, they have a lot of speed, a lot of talent. I mean, obviously, I don't know if Bedard's playing tonight, but you know, this has a lot of skill, a lot of young guys too. With that, I feel like we can just play hard. I think, you know, if we get on them right away and stick to our game, playing physical and playing hard, we're going to get a lot of offense.
Nick, what was the takeaway from that last game against Edmonton?
I just think we kind of let them back in the game. We had the lead there, and the third period, I think, was kind of a slow start for us, and they got some momentum, and obviously with the lead they had, it's kind of hard to come back out of that. So I just think we got to, like, it's cliche, but 60 minutes play through the whole clock there.
How encouraging is it to see Tanny back out there in a regular jersey or practice and skating around?
Yeah, it's great. Obviously, it's unfortunate what happened to him, but he seems to be trending in the right direction. It's good to see him out there.
What's he been...
Sorry, it's Joe Bowen night here. I wanted to ask what you knew of Joe before coming here.
I mean, his voice seemed familiar. It took me a while to put the voice with the face, and he's a great guy. I mean, I talked to him outside, you know, after games, whatnot. When I catch him, he's just a great guy, and he's been here for a long time, and I'm happy we can honor him tonight.
What do you think of that? You know, his voice is unique. It's tied to the Leafs. The fact that after this year, that's it. There's no Joe Bowen's voice will not be tied to this team.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad. I mean, he's been here for a long time. Obviously, again, you put the voice to the team. I mean, Holy Mackinac is something that's been here for a while, so it's going to be weird, but again, I'm happy to honor him tonight.
I would imagine for you it's even a little bit more personal.
Yeah, my whole life, he's certainly been a part of it. Don't remember watching a Leaf game without tuning in and listening to his voice on TV, on the radio, whatever it might have been. Driving to practice, driving to games as a kid. If I wasn't at the game, obviously that's the voice you listen to. So Scott and I talk about it. Stevie Lorenz, guys that grew up around here. I mean, Joe Bowen's the man. He's the greatest of all time in what he does, and his voice will be tied to the Toronto Maple Leafs organization for a lifetime. So pretty spectacular to be a part of it.
A couple of guys just talking about how this group kind of, to find that momentum again, almost needs that road mentality here at home. How do you create that?
You know, I think tonight we're just got to get the 2 points. I mean, it's a big night for Joe, and I think we're all going to be playing for him because ultimately it's cap the night off with 2 points is what it's all about. So that's our main focus is getting the win for him tonight, him and his family, and obviously build that momentum into the road trip.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.
Is Wool back in tonight? Or how's
Yeah, he's good to go. It's great to have him back, and he obviously was playing extremely well before the injury.
Stolar's played a lot before he got hurt. Joe did, and then Dennis got a bulk of the games. But is there a nice? What's the option like now to possibly alternate here a bit and not have to worry about playing?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, we all know overloading them is tough a little bit at times, and depending on the goalie. So it's nice that Dennis came in and played well and's got some confidence here, and we have confidence in him. So, we have we got confidence in both goalies. We can rotate him a little more.
Still no word on Anthony Stolarz.
No, he is going to go and see somebody, and hopefully we get some good news out of it, and he can help him a little bit because he's not making the progress that we thought he'd make.
Is it a concussion?
No, it's not. 100% not.
What have you made of Henry's run in the few games?
Pretty good. I mean, playing in the third pair, but, doing some good things, and we want to keep him going here, see if he can keep improving and see where we get to with him. He has the ability to make plays. So we've liked him so far.
For the most part, in the last 5, 7, 9 years, this team doesn't really go through. This team is typically in a playoff spot, home and clear by Christmas or January or something like that. What they're going through this year, a lot more adversity, injuries, losing. Could that be good in the long run to coming out the other end of it if they crawl back in? And
yeah, possibly. You go through a lot of adversity throughout the season. It seems like it's been there for quite some time with different things, right? Injuries and whoever, goalies, and it was all types of things. So you just got to keep pushing here. The standings are tight. We all know that. But we need to start tonight and string some wins together and put ourselves in a better spot here by Christmas time.
How much score watching do you do when you see Eastern teams playing Eastern teams in 3-point games?
I don't think any more than normal than when I watch. I've always said, you can't scoreboard watch and worry about what other teams are doing. We just got to focus on what we can do. That's all we can control. So we try to keep it to that.
What sort of response are you expecting from your top guys after the win?
Oh, I think a good one. I do. I think that conversations that I've had with them and last couple days, they know where we're at. They know they got to be better, and I believe they will be.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
Clementines, turkey roasts, festive cakes, and more.